This one's from Mike. Mike says, tier twos. For tier two links, what anchors do you recommend? Or do they not make any difference? Finally, having learned more about topical trust flow and NLP categories, thanks to you guys, should tier twos also be topical trust flow relevant? Okay. Sorry, I saw another question pop up and it distracted me for a minute. Yes, tier two links should be relevant. However, guys, topical categories should be relevant. If you're intentionally building links, build it from relevant sources, full stop. However, it's just like a funnel, guys. You know, when you're dealing with like keywords, when you're optimizing for content, there's different categories of keywords, like different intent, keywords with different intent or for at different stages of the sales cycle. So for example, there are informational type of queries, which is like top of funnel keywords, right? Those are the type of keywords where people are just trying to collect information, gather information about a topic, right? And then there's middle of funnel keywords, which are the type of keywords where people are a little bit closer to the purchase side of things, right? They've gathered some information and now they're looking more specifically about, like, so for example, in the tree service industry, like, potentially tree removal, right? That's an informational query. It can be an informational query that can have other intent too, but the tree removal is kind of like, Google doesn't really know what is the intent of that keyword. It thinks there might be some local intent there, but it could be somebody just looking for information about tree removal, not because they have a tree that needs to be removed. Does that make sense? There's a difference between, so here's another version, like tree removal techniques. That is absolutely an informational type of query, not something that has really local intent, right? But then like a middle of funnel keyword would be like somebody that has already understood, like they've gathered some information about tree removal. Maybe they know that they've got a tree that they perhaps need to have removed in that might need to be removed. They're not sure. And they're trying to get some ideas as like, okay, well, what do I have to do to determine if this tree really needs to be removed? So maybe they'll do some searches like tree removal cost, right? The average cost to remove a tree, things like that. So that's more of like middle of funnel type of keywords. And then the bottom of funnel keywords are the ones that are like with specific intent, commercial or transactional intent, right? Like tree removal near me, or tree removal service plus city, right? Things like that. Those are the types of keywords that has clear intent that they're looking for a provider to perform tree removal. Does that make sense? So there's top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. I always treat topical categories the same way. So at tier one links should be like bottom of funnel. In other words, the most specific topical trust flow categories should be matched up with what are the NLP categories that you can use a tool like On-Page AI to determine. Google has classified the content of your target asset, your target page. You can run that through the link relevance tool or the predictive guest post tool or whatever inside of On-Page AI, and you get your NLP categories. That's what Google has determined the topical categories are and assign them to that content. Now you can look at whatever tier one links you're going to be building to that content, that page. You want to try to match up topical trust flow categories. They're not the exact same, but they're very closely aligned. You can find a similar topical trust flow category most of the time. That would be the most appropriate type of category. But guys, it's not just about the topical trust flow. It's about the content published too. That's just an indication of what the relevance of the external backlinks are to that property. That's getting into the weeds. I don't want to get that far into it. But what I'm saying is whatever you're going to link to direct at tier one, which is linking to your tier zero assets, your money site, Google business assets, whatever, you want that to be a perfect topical category match. But at tier two, it can be a bit broader. So again, at topical trust flow, for example, Majestic's metrics or topical trust flow, there's like, back to the tree removal example, business, construction, and maintenance. So business is the top level category. Construction and maintenance is the more specific subcategory. Another one is business, agriculture, and forestry. So agriculture and forestry, subcategory. Business, top level category. So essentially, I could do business, construction, and maintenance at tier one. I could do business if I wanted at tier two. I'd still think that's a little bit too broad. I would probably do something like business, industrial maintenance or whatever, industrial maintenance and industrial, whatever that other category is, but something that's still relevant, but it can be a little bit broader at tier two. And then at tier three, it can be even broader. Does that make sense? Again, it's just, you always want to think of it just like the same way, top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom of funnel. The closer you get to tier 0, the more relevant the topical relevance match, the more you should match the relevant categories, the topical categories. Hopefully that makes sense. I said that weird. So anyways, that's what I always do. What anchors do you recommend? I can point this out really fast and I can post this in chat, guys. Stand by. And I know we're about to go run out of time, but this is a local link building diagram. This is a rule of thumb. It is not hard and fast rule. In other words, this is just a guideline. This is what I use for my own kind of link building methods, which is at tier 0 or tier 1, which links to tier 0. We do branded assets with, which are typically branded assets. You can also have tier 1 links that are not branded assets, but specifically from branded assets, we link with brand or URL anchors, mostly brand. I don't like to use URL anchors really at all, but I like to use brand anchors to link directly to the tier 0 assets. At tier 2, we go heavy on target anchors. It's not 100% target anchors. What's the difference? A target anchor is a keyword plus location modifier. So keyword plus city, city plus keyword, or keyword plus near me, or one of the variants of near me, in my area, close to me, around me, nearby, etc. All of those are location modifiers. So that's a target anchor, keyword plus location modifier. Then there's topic anchors, which are keyword only. So product or service keywords without location modifiers are topic anchors. You guys understand the funnel. So at tier 3, topic anchors, keyword only. Tier 2, target anchors, keyword plus location modifiers, becoming more specific, right? Tier 1, brand anchor, because that's the safest thing to do. So you can push keyword and location relevance out at these other tiers that you push through branded anchors to your target assets. Does that make sense? So that's kind of the way that I do. Now, guys, again, this is not, don't do this 100% of the time. That's unnatural. Mix it up, right? We also do some target anchors at tier 1. We also do some topic anchors at tier 1. We also do topic anchors at tier 2. We sometimes do branded anchors at tier 2. So you want to mix it up, but this is basically the kind of structure that I use for link building, for local link building right here. So I'm going to post this in chat. And then we'll answer these last couple of questions and wrap it up. And it's got dark as shit in here. Anyway, so that's the local link building diagram. Hopefully that makes sense.